friends. Hello and welcome to one more episode of Educated Muslim. I hope you are doing well and keeping yourself healthy. Now, friends, the Islamic world has a huge question of morality because religion is basically not a science related issue nor a maths related issue. Its core competency is human morality. And if human morality is to be tested based on certain religious precepts of any religion, it has to be appealing to our individual conscience. Now, if I ask certain questions to Muslims relating to the morality of the life of Muhammad, Allah, or any of the leading Islamic scholars or leaders, they have a big problem at hand. Now, it starts right from the time of their prophet. He is going on with the morality of the 7th century, and most Muslims think that it can be applied to the 21st century as well. But when you ask certain critical questions to Muslims, the first thing they say is that, okay, it was that in those days, the 7th century, that was how it is, but we don't do nowadays this in the 21st century. Clearly, by those statements, the Muslim is implying that the morality of Islam is not compatible with the 21st century here and now. Now, these are some questions which I would like to ask our Muslim friends who go ahead and keep challenging we Christians for God knows what, because they fail everywhere like the nine pins of the bowling alley. We just ask you two or three or five questions and they have got no reply. And if that person is totally Islamified and he has killed his own conscience for the sake of Muhammad, he will say whatever Muhammad did is right. But that doesn't work with people who are not Muslims, who do not care about what Muhammad said or did. Now, I know that Muhammad does not like questioning, but still, my first question about Muhammad is about questioning. There is this person by name Abu Afaq. You can read it in page number 675 and 676 of Sirat al Rasulallah, Sirat, the life of Muhammad. And this person by name Abu Afaq criticized Muhammad for killing a normal person, an innocent person who Muhammad did not like. Simple as that. He killed that person. That person's name is some Al Harith or something like that. So after killing him, this person Abu Afaq questioned Muhammad and criticized Muhammad about killing this person. And what was Muhammad's response? His response was he called to one of his followers and said, "Who will deal with this rascal for me?" Basically, Muhammad is calling one of his followers to go and chop off the head of this person, Abu Afaq, simply for having criticized and questioned Muhammad. So, questioning Muhammad is very dangerous because there are these Islamic fanatics who has got no clue what they are doing. They will blindly go and kill for Muhammad and be killed for Muhammad in the lure of the 72 virgins which is awaiting them somewhere afar off in Allah's brothel. Now, what happened is that after Abu Afaq was killed, there is this lady called Asma bin Marwa. She was horrified by this incident. First of all, when somebody questions Muhammad about killing one person, and Muhammad goes ahead and kills the other person as well. Now, this lady criticized Muhammad. What happened to this lady? Muhammad made that lady also kill, the chop off her head. He said, "Who will get rid of me of Marwan's daughter?" And one of those idiot followers of Muhammad, he went and killed her as well. Now, my question to all Muslims is that, is killing the people who question you or criticizing you moral? Please, Muslims, please answer this first question of mine. Is killing of those people who criticize you moral according to you? Let me see how your Islamic brain gets illuminated and you say, oh yeah, it is moral. No wonder there are terrorists all around the world who goes ahead and kill people just because somebody made a cartoon of Muhammad or said something about Muhammad. Go ahead and answer me this question. This is question number one. Now, let me go to the second question. The topic of the second question comes to you from the Quran itself. Surah 4, verse 22 and 23. It's not 4 verse 24, the usual verse, but it is 22 and 23. Let me read it for you. Muhammad is telling in the Quran, do not marry any of the women whom your fathers had married, excluding what is already past. Think about it. Muhammad is commanding his followers not to marry your own mother and the stepmother or the other wives of the father, that is stepmothers. Do not marry. But he's excluding what is already past. If you guys have already married, keep them. But don't marry anywhere, any more of that kind. Think of the mental state of the followers of Islam. I mean, they are sexually so abhorrently perverted that they can go ahead and marry any of the wives of their father, which could include their mother as well. That is the kind of extreme perversion that the followers of Muhammad has within them, that Muhammad and Allah has to command them in the whole thing, which I think is reasonable, okay, because they are too extreme, okay, you are putting a halt at them. But the twist comes in the verse 23, the next verse. Here, Muhammad is listing certain people is which is forbidden to you to marry. It's saying, forbidden to you are your mothers. So you cannot marry your mothers. Because that is a kind of perversion that he has to explicitly state it in the Quran. And your daughters, and your sisters, your paternal aunts, your maternal aunts, your brother's daughters, and your sister's daughters, your foster mothers who have suckled you, basically stepmothers or somebody who suckled you when you were a baby. It happened with Muhammad, that's why he's saying, okay. And your sisters through fosterage. Your wife's mothers, that is, don't marry your mother in law. See, the kind of thinking in the Muslim mind is that this has to be explicitly stopped using commands like this. You think of that. That is beyond the conscience or the human morality which will take you. This has to be explicitly written. That is the abhorrence. And your step, now this is the twist coming. He's saying that forbidden to you are your stepdaughters who are under your care of the wives whom you have gone into. That means if you already have a wife and she has a daughter from a different marriage, you should not take that stepdaughter as your wife if you have sex with that wife, new wife. Because in Islam, wives are come and go thing. Because you can go and grab somebody else's wife or daughter or mother in the battle or non-battle, and that she becomes automatically a wife. But this is a case where this Muslim man is taking a wife, and that wife has a daughter from a different marriage, not this Muslim man. So it's a stepdaughter to this man. And Muhammad is saying that is not acceptable for you to take that stepdaughter if you have had sex with that, the mother of that stepdaughter. But then the next statement is, but if you have not gone into them, that means if you had not had sex with the mother or your wife whom you had acquired newly, then there is no sin upon you to take that stepdaughter first and her mother, which is your wife, in sexual union. Notice what kind of horrible perversion is being said in this section, where Muhammad is giving a loophole for a Muslim man to have a mother and her daughter as his wife. My question to Muslims is it, does your conscience say this is moral or no? Tell me, is it moral for you to have the mother and daughter as your sex slave, or because in Islam everybody is sex slave, every woman. Is it legal to have the mother and the daughter as your wives? This is question number 2. Please answer it. Watch this video and then we will continue. Your woman is a tillage for you. This is what our Muhammad has said in this Quran, Surah 2, verse 223. I mean, in this video, what did you watch? You watched that an ultra mechanized farm equipment tilling the soil for you. It's plowing the soil for you to sow your seeds and then grow your crops. But Muhammad considers his wives or woman and that of every Muslims as tillage, where you can sow the seeds and grow the crops. That is the respect they give to their wives. They are basically objectifying the woman as some equipment which is going to give you some more seeds or some more men who can fight your war for jihad. There is absolutely zero respect for women in Islam. You can go ahead and verify it in different verses, just like 424, 434, and many more which are there around, which actually objectifies women and makes them as just sexual objects of your personal pleasure. My question to our Muslim friends is this moral? Why are you thinking that women are just objects and they are not human beings with conscience and inherent value as human beings? This verse, 2 verse 223, proves that you do not consider the woman as a human being of value. My question again is this moral according to your Islamic standards? Now, friends, I have just asked you three questions. And I would like you to answer all these three questions and let me see what kind of answers can you give to justify the actions of Muhammad. To me, these are abhorrent, evil questions, evil actions of Muhammad for which I have asked you the questions. Now, if I am getting satisfactory reply to these questions, I will come up with a set of another three questions. So let's proceed from there. And now this is the end of this video. May the good Lord bless you and keep you till we meet again. Bye for now.